Hi, guys. Charles here. I've been talking about peace that's going to happen around the world, and actually, peace in the Middle East also before Jesus returns. But there will be tribulation with Israel in the Middle East. And how can I say that is because of the statue in Daniel. The head of gold, and the silver, and the brass, and the arms, and the legs all have been about Israel being taken out of their nation and being scattered around the world. So are the feet any different? People seem to think so. They seem to think the feet represents the whole world, but the statue represents Israel's wars and being kicked out because they were doing the wrong thing. I mean, they're not keeping God's holy days. Well, they keep those holy days, but they're not. They can build a temple right now. Everybody's waiting for the Antichrist to show up and build a temple for them. They could do it right now if they wanted to. They are against Christians, and that's a big thing right there because they don't believe that Jesus is the Son of God, and they have to be shown. So this is tribulation, Jacob's trouble against Israel. The rest of the world, once they see all this happening, it's going to turn to peace. It says Holy Spirit's going to be poured upon all flesh. That old men would read dreams and young men visions, and or the other way around even too. I forget which way it goes. But peace, I'm saying, is coming to the world. I'm totally opposite from what everybody else is saying. They're saying the sky is falling, and we have four seals and four trumpets, and they overlap each other. And it's explained because it has been happening for 2,000 years now. The four seals have been. If they haven't been happening, how come a third of our water is polluted right now? And it says that the seals are going to cause a third of the water to be polluted. It is right now. And other things, that the sun, the moon, and the stars are going to fall out of heaven. If they hit the earth would be destroyed. But it's talking about Israel. During the 2,000 years since then, the Jews have been so persecuted, over a third or more of them have been killed, and that's the sun and the moon and the stars. People are looking for blood moons and stuff. That's not the way it works. The rocks and the grass is going to be burnt up. We have no grass left. We got rid of the grass, and we have all farmland now. And we have made animals extinct, and we have done all this to ourselves. So the horrible things people are saying are going to happen and cause the world to be destroyed has been happening. And it's that subtle. It's slowly come upon us. 4 years, a third of the ships have been destroyed. We have poisoned our water with all this nuclear capabilities that we have. And see, I'm saying peace is coming because Jesus said, I'm not going to allow nuclear war. And people seem to think he's going to come when it's all happening. No, he's not going to let it happen. He loves this world. And this is where we have made our biggest mistake. The world is the prize, not heaven. It does not say you go to heaven when you die. The world is the prize. That's what was created in the beginning with this vast universe. And all you think it's just going to be swept under the rug and we're going to heaven and dance around and sing? No, the world is the prize because the Father is coming out of heaven. Why would he leave heaven and come to this earth? Earth is the prize. There's nowhere it says when you die you go to heaven. That's a myth that's been perpetuated to get us to look away from this earth and look to heaven, which is good if you're looking towards God. But this earth to us don't mean nothing. It's polluted and all now, and we really should be taking care of it. The earth is a prize. And Jesus is going to return and make the earth a beautiful, wonderful place. The animals will be gentle, and man will be with man, and there'll be peace around the world when Jesus returns, and he's going to show us how to do it right, because there's going to be a nation, Israel. The rest of the world is going to have nations, because he says if you don't keep my Sabbaths and keep my holy days, there's not going to be no rain on you. So there's going to be nations around the world. How could there be nations around the world if there's total destruction and devastating things happening, and the water turned to blood? But some of that stuff is localized now. When Jesus returns, he's going to hit the beast that has taken over Israel in the caliphate there in the Middle East. That's where the trouble's going to be. The world's going to turn to peace. We'll start looking to each other for help around the world. So it's not a gloom and doom situation like everybody is saying. You have been taught wrong so much about so much stuff you have been taught wrong about. Like, you don't go to heaven when you die. The earth is a prize. You'll be raised from the dead. You're not going to be raised from life in heaven and brought back down. It tells you plainly what's going to happen. And peace is coming to the world. So I've never heard nobody else say peace is coming to the world before Jesus returns. Everybody's talking destruction. But if you think about it logically, right now, Iran is being backed up into a corner. They have over 500,000 missiles, not counting drones and everything else that they have. They're being backed up into a corner by Syria, coming into the fold with Trump, President Trump, and he's going around the Middle East, turning the Shiite and the Sunnis basically against each other. And Iran is being boxed up in a corner. Their only option now is to start firing them missiles. And they're going to start firing them at Israel. And that is their only hope to survive, pretty much, because they're ousted from the rest of the world over there. And that's going to start the fifth seal, the missiles. There's over 500,000 missiles pointing at them right now, at Israel. And Iran's only weapon they have is missiles. So 5 months of missiles, then sixth seal, Gog and Magog, when they come in like a swarm and take over Israel. And the 7 seals when Jesus returns. But when Iran attacks Israel and it turns into a Muslim nation over there, the whole caliphate, and it's been happening since Babylon in the beginning. It was small, it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Rome had a little piece in that, not much, but they're the fifth one. I'm not going to get into all that. But Rome don't have a part in this. You really think Europe can come and take over the Middle East? I don't think so. They can't even handle themselves right now. So there's going to be the Muslim is going to control the Middle East. That is the world to God. And he says, if you look at it closely, he speaks specifically then about each individual place like Jerusalem. And he gets specific. So the rest of the world is going to turn to peace. And he's not going to let us destroy ourselves. He said, I'm going to come here before you destroy yourself. We've destroyed ourselves enough already. So I think it's coming soon. Iran's going to have to do something. And let's see what happens. And I say peace.